Democrats are thirsty for attention, literally. New Squad Congressman Greg Casar getting mocked after holding a thirst and hunger strike on the steps of the Capitol that only lasted a breathtaking 8 hours. He was protesting a recent Texas law signed by Governor Greg Abbott that Democrats say banned required water breaks at construction sites. But Abbott is throwing cold water on that. He says the bill will, quote, not inhibit people from taking water breaks. And there's another climate change virtue signaler who is trying to demonize Republicans.
I don't know anybody who honestly believes climate change is not a serious problem. I've never seen it as hot as it is now for as long as it's been. We provided a record $50 billion for climate resiliency, but our MAGA extremists in Congress are trying to undo all this progress. Not a single one of them, not a single Republican voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, which had all this money in it for climate.
And check out this climate hysteria. CNN can't make up their minds on whether we're going to die from global warming soon or in 70 years.
There is new science about a big circulation system in the Atlantic known as the AMOC. If that shuts down, it's sort of an apocalyptic scenario we've seen in movies like The Day After Tomorrow. There is some debate as to when that tipping point could happen. A new paper has it as early as 2025, but as late as 2090.
All right, Jesse, I'll start with you, with the guy who was fasting. The guy who was fasting for 8 hours, and there were people all over and making sure that he was going to survive. Don't we sleep for 8 hours without drinking water?
In solidarity last night, I took a thirst and hunger break from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., and I got to tell you, I am exhausted. I've never had, I mean, it actually happens every single night, Judge, but...
Yeah, look at that.
It was really hot out.
I just looked into this. There is no law that Abbott's signing that's banning water breaks.
Exactly.
It reminds me of Don't Say Gay. It reminds me of the slavery controversy. It's one of these made-up controversies that the entire left-wing media runs with, and everybody in Texas is still like, slugging Poland Spring, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and the amazing thing is this guy's in Washington. He's not even in Texas. Okay. All right, Sandra, the annual heat wave index for 48 states was substantially higher in the late 1930s than any point in recent years. In some years in the 1930s, it was 4 times greater or even more. So heat waves in the summer are relatively normal.
Yeah, I'm not taking away from the fact that it's hot out there. There's no doubt. You shouldn't be going on a water strike. 8 hours, okay. Some of the Republican lawmakers that responded, 8 whole hours. What a hero. I mean, you see them like out there with like the cold cloths on his head. Congratulations on existing between early lunch and late dinner. Like, I mean, it's kind of absurd. I think, to Jesse's point, I went through the details of the bill. It does not say anywhere that they're taking away water breaks. It doesn't even mention water at all. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Jessica. There's not even water in the bill. Apparently, this congressman, who's the latest member of the squad, according to some of the editorial here, the reference here is he says that there's no Texas statute specifically requiring water breaks for employees in some form. Greg Abbott put out a statement. We endorse water breaks. Our workers should be taking water. Who doesn't allow water breaks? Where is this coming from? I can't find anything that says they can't drink water. Greg?
I don't know.
All right.
Ask me.
Jessica, listen, I'll go to you. On national issues, climate change ranks 17 out of 21, to Sandra's point. Wow. Are we not getting it, or are the Dems smarter? What's going on here?
Yes, to all of that. Climate change is the number 1 or number 2 issue to younger voters who take this incredibly seriously. And just because it shows up as 17 of 21 doesn't mean that it matters at all. Feels like people can't kind of like go in the middle or have any nuance to these things. You don't have to say it's the most important thing in the world. We know the economy is the most important issue to voters, but we also know that we should be taking better care of our climate. And that, yes, if it was that hot in 1930, it's been a long time between then. And there are people that are really suffering from this, and it's happening in Republican states. And you see representatives up talking about it and taking it really seriously. I agree with you about the water thing. I think what they were trying to go for is that there should be a law codifying the fact that you have to give it. He also has apparently signed a bill that would eliminate heat protection advisories in Dallas and in Austin, which this congressman was protesting. But there's something going on, like a lot of people are in prisons. They're dying. There are non-air conditioned prisons in Texas, and people.
Can you believe
these
it?
murderers, they just need all the help we can
So
get.
these human beings, I understand that they're there for a reason, but they don't deserve.
It's part of a punishment.
Do you know how many homes in
that
the
they
Northeast
should
don't have
die?
air conditioning?
Nobody's asking them to die,
but they are dying. And
they're dying from heat exhaustion?
Not heat
in
exhaustion.
prison?
Yes.
Okay.
If I locked you in solitary confinement and I didn't give you air
You want to
conditioning.
give me a few names and a few stats on that?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll
Greg,
look it up in the
what do you
break.
think?
Well, first of all, I'm always wary when we linking stances to suffering, because there's always the Republicans or the right, or what I would say common sense people, are always portrayed as anti-compassion. It's like, how dare you question this? It's hot out there and people are unhappy. It's like, yes, but you're not helping matters. Although this Greg dude, gives a good name to Gregs. I tell people, when people ask me if I drink, I say, I stay away from the stuff 22 hours a day. And if a cheating husband can now go to their unhappy spouse and say, look, I'm monogamous 4 times a week. You know, aren't I the real hero? So I think when he comes up with this stuff, it's self-absorption, right? It creates a shield from reality. That's where he is. And reality then becomes a blind spot, especially if you are catering to the clicks, right? That stunt was curated for the reality of social media. So then when it appears in the actual reality, the plain light of day, it looks absolutely hilarious. He thinks he's the Rosa Parks of perspiration, right? But I mean, Jessica, you pointed out a really good point in the green room, actually, for real. Look at what's on his finger. Look what's on his finger.
So Greg is telling the truth about this. I said to him when I saw it, so it takes your oxygen levels, and I hadn't seen one since I took care of my dad as he was dying.
Yeah.
We had to keep putting it on and off to make sure that he didn't dip below a blood oxygen level where we had to take him to the hospital. So I thought before I'd read what was going on, I was like, oh my God, there's a man dying on the steps of the Capitol.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty routine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dying on the Capitol?
No.
Yeah. Is that a reference to January 6th?
No, I understand. I'm saying the imagery of it was more intense probably than 8 hours without water.
Well, yeah, the guy's apparently a hero to some.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.